Okay. Talk about moving out from home first.
Yeah.
How was moving out from home?
When did we move up from home?
You moved out earlier than I did, but you were with your family also, though.
I don't know. It was a lot less, like, what's the word? Monumental? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Than I thought it would be. Like, it was very ordinary. It wasn't some big, like, oh my god, I moved out. It was just like, okay, I'm just here now. Like, it just wasn't as, like, interesting as I thought it would be. Same with just, like, moving out in general.
Were you ever homesick? Or missed family or home?
Honestly, not really. Like, it's like, I didn't miss them, but sometimes I'd be like, oh, like, I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, it's not like I wish I could be at home or like I wish I could be with them or something like that.
In the same way, like, you know, when you think of friends, sometimes you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like, how's this guy doing? I am so excited to sleep in my own room alone. It's strange because I haven't had my own room. I mean, I guess this is my room, but like my own room, like more permanent room, in like a year and a half now. I need sections or space to be alone for like a day or 2 or 3 days to just like remember, like ground myself. Yeah, and I have not had that time in like 16 months. I mean, like, I am alone in my dorm room a lot. But then, like, as soon as I started, like, cleaning up to move out, and then I was alone and I had to, like, do work or stuff, I realized, like, wow, this room has been fucking me up. This is, like, the reason I, like, I procrastinate so much and I, like, struggle to focus on work is because, like, in this space, it's just, like, a white box. The room just, like, feels so stagnant. Like, it feels like it's closing in. And I'm not even claustrophobic or anything. It's just, like, it's so devoid of, like, any personality or anything interesting. So I just don't end up doing anything because I don't like the space either.
I got way lazier this year. I think that was just because my room was so small and I could literally reach anything without taking a single step.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, my standards for myself dropped a lot. Like, things got really messy or, like, unorganized. Like, it got, like, very out of hand. It was a breath of fresh air moving away. And then especially since, like, here I'm not that connected with people around me as much, I had that space to, like, explore a little more and be able to build up my confidence wearing whatever I want, like, in public. When you went back for winter break, did your like friendships or dynamics change at all, do you think?
Yeah. Like, a lot of my friends just feel like we've drifted further. Like, you know, there's some people who, like, no matter how long you've been apart, you'd, like, talk again as, like, you've never been apart at all, right? But it's, like, people who it used to be like that with, like, I'd go back and then it'd be, like, slightly different or, like, slightly off.
A little more awkward.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you have, like, childhood friends, especially since we've grown up, like, in the same community for most of our childhoods. So they are, like, really comfortable asking really personal questions, even after you guys have drifted apart.
Yeah.
It's, like, the, like, close but very far friends.
Yeah, like, they would ask me a lot of questions, and I was like, I don't really know how to answer that in a way that you understand.
Yeah.
Even if I were to answer it, like, they don't have, like, the base knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have a very nuanced answer, and it's, like, very personal.
Yeah, and then they would just listen to it and be like, oh.
They want a yes or no.
Yeah, and they'd just be like, oh, okay, and then, like, just move on with life.
Yeah.
Right? So then I think it was more of a change on my part that changed the relationship between us than a change on their part.
Yeah, I wonder how it will be this time when I go back.
Yeah. It's, like, exciting, but at the same time also kind of, like, icky.
Yeah. Especially since, like, these people are not the type of people I want to confront. Like, they're, like, if I'm meeting a new person, like, confrontation's great to me. But, like, these are people that I've known, and they've known me, and, like, we've all heard of each other. We've all heard rumors here and there and hearsay about each other. And we have, like, a very set prejudice in our head about each other. And, like, I have it about them, too. Like, I won't deny it.
Yeah.
And it's, like, I've never wanted to interact with you, and I know you don't want to interact with me either. But then we have to anyways, because there's, like, a joint tie between us somewhere. But we'll see. What about Toronto? Do you like Toronto?
I like Toronto more than Calgary. It's bigger, so it feels like there's more room to do whatever you want. Like,
yeah.
Calgary feels restraining.
I think it's also just the fact that our parents aren't here.
Yeah, and it's like a new place.
Yeah. It felt like a little bit more of a fresh start, even though for me it really wasn't. Like, I know so many people from high school at my school, but like, I like Toronto a lot.
Going home. We kind of talked about that already too.
A little bit. Oh, we should talk about moving out of the dorms too. Although I don't think there's much to talk about. It's kind of similar to moving in for me.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, it just happened. Like, there wasn't really...
This is a lot more fucking work.
Yeah, it was so tiring.
It did feel nice to move out on my own, like without my parents helping me though. I think sometimes when parents are there, it like feels really minimizing. Like, it feels like they're there because they think you can't do it. And I think like moving in, starting to rent will be the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It kind of finally feels like we're moving on to another chapter or like next segment.
I don't know. I feel like going home is gonna be both very nice but also very awkward. Like, it'll be nice because like it's familiar, right? And you're going home and like, well, it's family.
Yeah.
You know, like after you don't see them for a while, it's nice to see them again.
Yeah.
You know, but then like for longer than a month, I feel like, especially now, it's like it just goes back to being like it was in high school.
I got really antsy at the end of winter break.
And it's like I kind of just want to leave. You know?
Yeah, same here.
Summer break's longer than winter break, so I'm like,
we'll see.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think I just don't like being home because like I'm never in control. Like my dad will just be like, oh, let's go to Victoria today, or let's do this today, and I'm like, no, like I planned out things, but I can't. But now I have to ditch them.
Yeah, like you can't do anything that you actually want to do yourself. Like, it's always like family comes first because you're with your family.
Oh, I guess we should define home. I guess I don't have that much of like a connection with going home now because it's like not really my home. I've lived in that house for literally a week. And when I was living there, like there was no furniture in that thing. It's not really my house.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like home is like yeah, the house and like the familiarity, it definitely like feels very homey. But like I feel like, in my opinion, home should be somewhere where you can like just be yourself and be comfortable. But it's not really that. So it's like I'm going home, but I'm also not really going home.
Yeah. I'm visiting where I grew up.
Yeah.
I think for me, home is like, it would just be, home is like where I am. Especially nowadays, it's like, home is just like where I feel most comfortable with, or like where I want to be.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I want to be in Toronto. I like it here. I like it more than the other places I've lived. So like, this is my home, you know? Even though like I don't own any property here. Like there's no family here. It's like, feels more home to me than other like houses I've lived in.
Yeah.
But also I think I would call Calgary home because like I grew up there. And like it's like where I'm most familiar with. Like a lot of my close friends like are still there, you know.
Almost like different types of homes.
Yeah. And I think there can be more than one home.
Yeah.
It's just like where I hold history and where I've seen myself, like where I can see myself.